All right, then on Maritime today, we are reflecting on the International Day of Seafarers. 25th of June every year is designated as the International Day of Seafarers, and this is an annual and international day coordinated by the International Maritime Organization, IMO, majorly to express gratitude and celebrate the operations, and of course, to celebrate the over 1.9 million seafarers in the world serving on international routes across the entire globe. So we can tell you the seafarers are responsible for the global economy ticking, and that's because of what they do. But we're asking the question this morning: what has changed in the many years of maritime voyage? Is shipping greener now than it was some 30, 40 years ago? Is the technology better now than it was a decade ago? And are they more skilled now than the pioneering titans of previous years? These are questions we want to seek to answer this morning. And joining me on the phone line is one of our regulars, somebody who's been trying to really do a lot in terms of advancing the cause of development for the maritime sector. Captain Tajuddin Alao is President, Nigerian Association of Master Mariners. Captain Alao, good morning.
Good morning to you, Victor.
Right.
Happy Seafarers Day.
Happy Seafarers Day. That's a great way to begin the conversation. I'm hoping that I can get some other seafarers of notes to also join the conversation this morning. But like you said, it's a day to celebrate seafarers. And Captain Alao, you must be happy that your fold is being celebrated.
Yes. So I'm very, very happy because the role, we have forgotten people, but the role played in world trade, especially during COVID, has brought us to the limelight, and therefore our services to humanity must be celebrated.
And why is a day designated for celebrating seafarers?
It's because of the role they're playing in moving international trade, in preventing hunger, removing large quantity of goods safely and in time from Japan to Florida, from Norway down to South Africa.
Right.
Bridging the gap in the supply chain.
Right. Okay. So I was just having a conversation earlier on with my colleagues, even though they might be wondering who seafarers are, which I would need you to break down for us. But how has it been for you as a seafarer? You've been there for how many years?
Oh, I've been at the waterside for 50 years.
50 years?
Yes.
Wow.
5 decades.
5 decades.
And I'm still going.
This is interesting. So how did you get into it? Was it by accident or by design?
Well, I was nurtured at a pet. So right from a kid, age 5, I've always been close to the water. And then when I left school, my first port of call was the Nigerian Navy, and I didn't progress. And I went with Nigerian National Shipping Line abroad as a cadet to Wasatch in 1974.
Right.
So, and I've gone through the ladder to acquire the highest certificate, highest through the rank, to command ships all over the world.
Wow.
All types of ships, yes.
So which year particularly were you inducted as a seafarer? I mean, which year did you say, well, at this point I have qualified to be a seafarer?
Well, from when I finished my cadetship, let me say.
And which year was that?
Yes, it was 1977.
1977?
Yes. Before then, I've been promoted as a midshipman, as a fourth officer in charge of watch, and I've gone all over the seas and oceans of the world.
Wow. This is a great experience we're having this morning. All right. So I have some young students in the building, and I'm sure lots of people are listening to us, lots of parents as well. What was it like at the time when you were going to join as a seafarer? I mean, they might be wondering who seafarers are.
Let me tell you, it was good in those days. It was an elitist career, because the white people formed the core of officers on ships all over the world. So seeing a black man as cadet on board is a novel sight to see, wearing uniform. So the treatment, as an officer, you are groomed to be an officer. Discipline, parade, uniform, etiquette at mealtime, the charge of duties. You are focused, and you knew by so time you will have finished your sea time. By so time you will have been in school. Everything was programmed, structured, not like what we have today, because the ships are no more there. By the way, Nigeria had so many ships.
Right.
As at the time we came in, it was about 16 ships. As at the time, in 1974, by 1980, Nigeria had 27 ships. Then you have Niger Brass, you have Nigerian Far East Line by Aroshodipo, you have Folawiyo, Nigerian Green Line, you have the Ghana National Shipping Line. You have so many ships. You have small craft, Astro Line. There is this man from the River State, Ribway Shipping. You had this man from Malaysia.
Okay.
Vipaka Shipping. They were doing the coastal run.
Okay.
So many cadets were attracted to sea by Shell, by NIWA, by MPA, by many companies.
So we had so many of you that were getting on board. But can you trace back? Can you remember who the first Nigerian seafarer was?
Well, because I could not, but I knew the officers, people like Aton Zeribe, Pentepe, the TSP, Commander the TSP, Amayanebo of Brass, Top Brass,
right.
Captain Astro, Captain Kadiri. Some came through the rank. Akinwale Way,
okay.
General Duo. In fact, we still have record of 1960 cadets,
right.
Senior and junior. Those who started in 58, Captain Ademo, Captain Daniel, Captain Hassan, too many of them, Captain Jumbo, too many of them. FBA,
right.
National Line.
Okay, then. So Captain Alao, would my definition be right if I say seafarers are those that just walk on board the ship? Is that correct?
No. It's more than that. It's more multifaceted discipline, because there are many people who have gone through the sea and the harbor masters, many who are port managers, superintendents. There are many who are surveyors. There are many. They have been, too many integrated. You are trained to be integrated into the society, as it were.
Okay.
But you must have gone through the water, either through the fighting navy or the merchant navy. You must have gone through the water to move international goods from A to B. So they are not seamen, they are seafarers.
All right.
Seafaring is a career.
All right, we'll talk about the different aspects of that, but quickly, a flash update coming in from the control room. It says there is an incident report around the Ogudu corridor. That's a broken down 40-feet container laden truck having front tire problem. That's inwards Ojota by the service lane. That's those of you heading towards the toll gate. You have a broken down truck there, and traffic managers on ground doing the needful. Efforts on for its evacuation. All right, little effect on traffic at the moment, but take note of that. If you're coming in from the island heading towards Ojota from the Third Milan Bridge, you have that broken down truck around the Ogudu corridor. All right, then. So, Captain Alao, so you have put in several years, and you did talk about the glowing days of the seafaring business. But what are the qualities? What will make you an outstanding seafarer?
Oh, it's discipline, courageous, because you can have mountainous seas, turbulent waves, the water can be rough. In those days, you may not eat for 5 days. No cooking. Seamen come at church, they were cast staggered like that. So you need a lot of discipline, and the ship must move. You cannot say, I don't tie, I beg. Nothing like that. Your time on board is regulated. To align with what you said before, you cannot be a seafarer if you have not sailed on board the ship.
Okay. So
Because you can be a marine engineer and work ashore. You're
right.
not a seafarer. You must have conquered the waves.
All right. Well, Captain Lau, you are a master mariner, right?
Yes, sir.
What's the difference? I mean, for those who might not know.
I have been certified to be conqueror of the waves.
Meaning?
I've gotten to the peak of the career.
Okay.
I navigated ships, moved the ship through turbulent seas, turbulent waters.
Right. So, like, you are a general of the waterways.
Yes, general of the waterways.
Or perhaps a professor of the academic realm.
Thank you. The Italian call it Commandant Navion, commander of the waves.
And do we have many of you around?
Oh, yes. Too many of us still around. But many people have gone. But we are also aging. You know, at 70, I'm an old man.
Right.
But still active.
Great. All right, then. So let's talk about the joy of this particular profession. You have done that, and you said you've conquered the waterways. That means you've sailed around the world. How many countries have you sailed to?
Look, except there is no water. I've never been to Iceland. I've never been to Antarctica. But I've been to Russia. I've been to all the countries, Sweden, Norway, Great Britain, Portugal, France, Italy, Bulgaria, Romania, Ukraine, Bosphorus, Greece, Turkey, Egypt, Morocco, Senegal, Gambia, Ghana, Sierra Leone, Liberia, Togo, Dahomey, Cameroon, Oinua, DR Congo, Angola, South Africa, Tanzania, Kenya.
So the list is endless.
Yes. I can't go on and on and on. Iran, and I stayed in Iran for 11 months.
Wow.
You know, one of their biggest bulk carriers. I've been to India, Pakistan, Malaysia, Singapore.
So that means you know the Strait of Hormuz, which is more or less.
Oh, yes. It was from Pass in Iran. You have to pass through that to come into the Persian Sea, yes, you know.
All right,
and
so
you come out into the.
It's so glorious. It's so glorious to hear that a Nigerian like you have sailed around the world. There are lots and lots. It's a whole lot of achievements, and I say congratulations to you and your peers. But the figures that I have globally, we have about 1.9 million seafarers, and if we break down to Nigeria, what does it look like? Do we have enough hands?
No. We are trying. But naturally, Nigeria is not a seafaring nation yet, because it is a deliberate attempt by government to position its men. You understand? Philippines don't have ships, but they have seafarers sailing on international ships.
Right.
We had so many ships before, as I told you, but how did we come down to this? I'm just coming from ship to talk, if it's the way I'm dressed. I went to survey a ship off Eket, far away.
Wow.
You know, it seems survey boat.
Right.
You know? Yes. You understand? I'm telling you now. So there are many boys out there who love to go to sea, but there are no ships. There are many cadets that have been sent out. They have no ship to train upon. You know? So that's how sad I am. We are looking for people to hand over to. We don't want to have baked seafarer.
Right.
We want competent seafarer, for people to be able to entrust your assets, the assets into your hand. Look at the cost of the ship, look at the cost of the cargo, and look at life on board, and look at the environment. So to entrust it on you, you must be well trained. You must have experience.
Right. Okay, but Captain Alau, I mean, for the younger generation of today, maybe most of them are not exposed to professions like yours. The big question people were asking, is it a lucrative profession?
We were not there for money. We were there as a young man to explore the world at free cost. It was a career I wanted to follow. Of course, people are being paid big money these days. We never had that kind of money
in
our days. Yes, so it's something worth. That's why the first Seafarers Day in Nigeria was hosted by Master Marina, and the thing was go to sea. A few years ago, it was Women Seafarer at Sea.
Right.
So every year there is Seafarers Day, 25th of June. Always a theme to go with it. Sometimes it's litters, sometimes it's harassment of seafarers.
Which is this year's theme?
Which is this year's theme.
Right.
Because harassment is still going on from the port officials.
Okay. All right. We'll talk more about that, Captain Alao. But quickly, let me get some reactions. People are sending in messages as well, and you can feel free to join the conversation as we celebrate our seafarers in the world. It's International Day of the Seafarers, and we're doing that speaking with a veteran seafarer who's been there for over 5 decades. Captain Tajuddin Alao is the president of the Nigerian Association of Master Mariners. A question here says, good morning, Traffic Radio. How effective has government intervention been in reducing piracy along Nigerian routes? Emmanuel is sending that one in. Thank you so much, Emmanuel. Do we see our piracy along the routes?
Yes, look, it's a global phenomenon. But our people, the Nigerian government has tried, has invested a lot of money to buy assets. That is the deep blueprint, which is acknowledged by the International Maritime Organization and the Western world to be able to protect the early detection and provide deterrence. You know, because those 3 Ds are very important in crime combat.
Right.
So we have that in place where the NIMAS has the C4I, the MPA-33, C3I, the Navy. They have, I've forgotten the name now.
All right.
The Navy, they have, and most of Chevron and Co.
So they have some maritime assets which is protecting
the in Nigeria.
Okay.
Yes. Even we went to see yesterday, patrol boats, military escorts, you know, they are on the water. So Nigeria is doing a lot, but crime is an international
thing. All right, then another message here says, good morning, Captain Alao. Said, what gives you hope about the next generation? You didn't put your name, but thank you so much. He said, Captain Alao, what gives you hope about the next generation of Nigerian seafarers?
Yes, we are aging, as I said, but we are here to still give back to the society, to share our experience. The only snacks are the experience for the seafarer, because without experience, even if you have the certificate, nobody can entrust multi-million-dollar business into your hands.
All right.
You understand? You cannot be completely competent. So we need to give them the international exposure so that they can be entrusted with bigger assets. So I have hope, because the career is attractive now and there are too many unemployment in our shores. So if government policy, like they want to give loan now to buy assets,
right,
it will provide employment and multiply its fame.
Okay.
So the deliberate action of the government, I appreciate it, I applaud it. So there is hope for our people.
All right, 08099120777. Another one here says, good morning, Victor. Why do you think seafarers aren't celebrated the same way pilots are? Ngozi Obi is sending this one in. Ngozi, thank you so much. Is that the case, Captain Alao?
That is the case. That is the case. As I told you in our time, it was an elitist career. And engagement, the scholarship was on quota system. Between the 12 states of the Federation. But the publicity, the awareness is not there. And because it's not a flamboyant place, it's like a backyard flower, not the front lawn. So people do not see. The COVID period has shown that we played a big role, important role in. And the IMO also has been promoting this, because the seafarers required to move it, and they are not there.
Right.
The interest, the government need to attract people to give them the interest. if you people can make more money as is IT, they don't want to go and sacrifice their life going all over the world.
All right. So for parents who are listening to you this morning and they would love their wards to be seafarers, what courses can they study in school?
Well, in fact, basically it's science subjects. Science subjects so that they can be marine engineer, they can be electrical engineer, they can be navigators. Because if geography will take you around the world, mathematics, physics, chemistry, material, substances, knowledge of it, fundamentally these are science subjects.
Okay. All right. So as we gradually wind to the end of the program, today is the International Day of the Seafarer. So what will you guys be doing? Any major celebrations? Anything out there?
Yes, the matter is doing big celebration in Port Harcourt. Shakins Maritime Academy is organizing the parade. You know, it has already been in Lagos, and now they've moved it to Port Harcourt. And they are doing it in a space, an open space.
Okay.
Where the naval cadets are going to do march past.
Right.
So the campaign, the awareness was not well
publicized. Right.
Yeah, publicized. Otherwise, you would have known Victor.
That's true.
It's always good also to move it to another part of the country to balance the knowledge.
Right.
So that everything will not be Lagos. Let us have it on the eastern part, so that the people, although they are water people, but at least
we need to balance it as well.
We need to balance it.
All right, we'll leave it at that for now, Captain Alao. And it's always a thing of joy to have you. And we're so grateful to have you around and other veteran seafarers like you. So it's our hope that this profession continues to grow in Nigeria. Thank you so much for connecting with us.
Thank you, Victor, and congratulations, World Seafarers.
All right,
for
then.
this special day. Thank you.
Great. Okay, then. So this morning we'll be mirroring seafarers as unsung heroes of the sea. And guesting this morning is Captain Tajuddin Alao, who is President, Nigerian Association of Master Mariners. We have to go. The program has been produced by Mike James. And I say a big thank you as well to Rebecca Adamu, who's Assistant Director of Public Relations for the Nigerian Shippers Council. In the studios this morning, Deborah Johnson and Goodness. They've been around. Thank you so much. Maximum shout out going out to Kwame Shodunke and Remy Aluko. Our executive producer is Tayo Akonle. You can connect with the Shippers Council on all their platforms at NG Shippers. All right then. So have a great day. Enjoy your day.
Nigerian Shippers Council Day to serve you well. No matter the problem, we go solve them.